Hello and welcome to Friday Night Wine Down number 4. We appreciate everybody joining us this afternoon. I hope you've got some wine and you're ready for a good time. We've got wonderful Erika Wennerstrom here to do some amazing tunes for us and then do a little wine tasting with me and then finish up with some more music. So we're going to go ahead and let her get started. Take away.
My heart has drifted out into a place I cannot find. When the days go by, searching all the time. Oh, I was searching all the time. I looked into the eyes of everyone I know. When the days go by, wondering where to go. Oh, I was searching all the time. Oh, my, these bitter days. Well, you just gotta let on go, just let go. So I stumble and sway into the room, and I fade, and I hope my darkest days are behind me. Oh, I want to stay all here in the sun, a while, and I hope my darkest days are behind me. Oh, for way too long, these things, they occupy my mind. And all the things I left behind. Oh, I was searching all the time. Oh, my, these bitter days will end. You just gotta let on go, just let go. So I stumble and sway into the room, and I fade, and I hope my darkest days are behind me. Oh, I want to stay all here in the sun for a while, and oh, so wide open world, wide open way. This next song is from, that last one's called Sway, and it's from my album The Mountain. And this next song is called Skin and Bone, and it's from my album Arrow. Okay. I'm going to double check the chords real quick. For some reason, I forget how to play songs I've had forever. No, I've been rehearsing. I mean, I guess you can always edit this out, right? Or oh yeah, we do. Yeah. I guess that takes away the live thing, right? I've been rehearsing and with someone I play with, and I've been going through my whole catalog. So it's like I realize I have 70 songs. And I was like, that's a lot. So it's been kind of like fun to revisit. But then like lately I've been playing so many different ones. I'm like, what key does that begin in? Okay, I remember. Okay, great. The song's called Skin and Bone. Thank you. Oh, did Piper do that?
That's okay. By the way, who's your little friend?
I brought my little dog Piper. Yeah, I got her in. I got her in January. Or I'm sorry, she was born in January, and I got her in late March. Yeah, and she's been a blessing through this thing. She's such a sweet dog. Yeah, my little sidekick. Yeah. This next song is it's called "Hold Your Head High." It was on the Heartless Bastards album, "The Mountain." Yeah, thought it's appropriate for the times right now. I made a lot of choices, most have not been wise, but I have some really good
You wanna come drink some wine?
Sure, yeah.
All right, that was fantastic. Erika, why don't you come on over and let's drink some wine. Thank you very much for that. I was blown away as always. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
We're gonna drink a little wine today. Talk about a little bit of these wines. We're gonna test your skills as a wine taster,
Okay.
and try to learn a little bit of fun facts about you as we go along. So thanks again for coming out. Let's pour the first wine. The first one here is this little purple label wine that we call Tenny Wren.
Okay.
Tenny Wren is a ridiculous name. But it is the name of my oldest daughter. As we were saying earlier, my wife is from the great state of Maine and never wanted a Texas daughter with two first names. So she calls her Tennyson, but I call her Tenny Wren. So.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Tennyson, that's awesome.
I believe it's her great grandfather was from England, and Tennyson was his last name, so that's where it came from. This is a Cabernet and almost said Sauvignon Blanc. That's not correct. A Cabernet and Merlot blend that we grow here off the property in Spicewood. We've had some really nice luck the past couple of weeks. We'll be talking about the Houston Rodeo Wine Competition because both wineries had a really good showing last week, and I'm gonna puff out my chest and brag just a little bit, but it's okay, I do that often. But this is a Cab and Merlot blend, a 50-50 blend that we grow here on the property. The Cab and the Merlot both come from the older vines on the property, which were planted in 92 and 97, I believe, or 96 and 95, somewhere in the mid-90s. And so they've got a lot of age on them as far as Texas grapes go. But a really soft style of Cab and Merlot. We won a gold medal at the San Francisco International Wine Competition 2 weeks ago, and won a silver medal at the Houston Rodeo last week, as well as the Reserve Texas Class Champion. So let's give it a little taste, see what you think, Eric. Do you normally, I know you told me earlier that Merlot's not your favorite, but this is a much softer style of Merlot. It's not just a red on the rider in the green room when you show up for an event. So what do you think? What do you smell? What do you smell? There are no wrong answers. So, if you smell tennis ball fuzz or, freshly cut garden hose, like that movie Somme that all the sommeliers say.
I must confess, I'm always mystified when people get hints of different things. It smells like red wine to me.
That's of course, and we're not trying to rewrite any kind of books. We're just having fun.
Oh yeah.
So to me,
I always thought it would be fun to take a class just in order to sort of like learn how to.
Yeah, I always have a hard time when I'm doing a tasting. I never want to tell people like what they taste because as soon as I say that, you're like, oh, I taste that, I get that, but that's it's purely the pushing from me to be like, this is what you should smell and taste.
Is there a smokiness?
There is a little bit of smokiness to it. This is about 45 or 50% new French oak on it, so you're getting a little bit of a smoke influence from the older oak, a little bit of oakiness.
Yeah.
To me, I get some nice dark chocolate, and I get mocha. And I can
smell that when you said that.
See, the power of influence is abound. Now, so Cab and Merlot are traditionally, obviously they're French grapes, and they do really well in Northern California. They're harder for us to grow in the state because they like longer, protracted hang time on the vine. In Texas, you don't often get that. We don't get a lot of cool summers and longer hang time because it gets really hot. So, but we only make this wine in the good years. I believe we've only made the Tenny Wren in 92, I wish. 2002, I get it, said that wrong. 2012, 2016, and 2017. Look at me trying to date myself, and I wasn't even correct on it. We've only made it 3 times, so this is a harder one for us to make every year, but we enjoy it. Let's give it a taste, see what you think.
I like it.
Yeah? All right. There's a little vanilla in there. So I feel like I said all French oak, but maybe Todd used a little bit of American oak, and I can't remember because American oak gives you a little bit of vanilla, whereas French oak gives you more of the toasty kind of nutty flavors.
Is there actual vanilla in
No,
that?
it's just a characteristic that comes. Great question. It's just a characteristic that comes from the barrels. I mean, technically, vanilla is an aromatic that would come from more of an American oak or a really nice French oak barrel. But that's always fun. People always ask me those questions. Did you put that flavor in there? Is that? But no, it's just a derivative of the grapes and the oak. Oh, well, while we are sipping and smelling on this wine, why don't you, for those audience members of us that just watched you play those 3 songs and are completely enamored right now, why don't you give them a little bit of history of kind of where you came from and how you made it to this part of the world and you know, how music got you here?
Sure. Is there a particular camera I look at or anything? Does that matter? Okay. I am from Ohio originally. I've been in the Austin area for 13 years. I have a band called Heartless, which I formed, oh gosh, maybe like 2003 or something when I was living in Cincinnati. I moved to the area in 2007 and started working with a different team. Yeah, I did an album under my name, which is Erika Wennerstrom, called Sweet Unknown, 2 or 3 years ago, just to try something different. I actually finished a new album, March 5th. And then I got back to Austin. I was recording in LA and I got back to Austin and everything shut down. So I've released like 1 song recently.
Was it off that album with the song you just released?
It's off an album that's going to come out next year.
Perfect segue to what was going to be my next question. I was going to ask you how COVID has been treating you, but so that's really interesting. So you finished an album like essentially right before COVID started in March.
I did, yeah, and I got back to Austin, but then I had to sort out like a label to release it on and everything. I was in between a contract and you know, everything shut down, so it just kind of put a hiatus on everything. I mean, that's fine, because I think if I had like released an album on my original plan schedule, I wouldn't have been able to tour around it, and it's just a lot more. It's just I really want to be able to play live when the songs are freshly released, so it's just given me time to start to try to work on another album, like even before that one comes out.
So I assume that one is unreleased as of the moment, the new one.
Yeah, we released 1 song. It's called Revolution, and then the whole album's gonna come out. You can get that song you can stream it or like on all the digital outlet things. And then the album's going to come out in May. So
cool.
Yeah.
So that's been fun. It's kind of one of the questions I've asked everybody is how COVID has affected the artistic approach to what you're doing. So did the album get changed any, or is the lineup of songs the same as it was when you recorded it? Did COVID have any kind of translation into that, or is it just going to be the album as was when you finished it in March?
I mean, I felt I really gave it sort of everything I had, you know, and I got a string quartet on a couple of songs, you know. I just kind of like went all out, and you know, I like that the movie Field of Dreams, if you build they will come, you know. I just like really kind of, I'm this person when I work in the studio, like I use this term I call it a rabbit tunnel rather than a rabbit hole, and that I have to try ideas and let them not work, because even when I try things that don't work, they always inspire something that works really well that I would have never gotten to. So I just kind of take my time, and I'm just like, I'll spend whatever, like I think an accountant would probably not be like stoked with the way that I sort of do my things, but I, so when I finished it, I was just like, this is done.
Awesome. Lucky for us, you're not an accountant, and you are who you are. We all win, because that was cool. It's been one of those things that I've been interested in kind of seeing. I would my limited artistic ability, a crazy time in unprecedented time in people's lives, and how that affects the artistic approach towards either music that you're making or music that you're writing. It's always been interesting to see. So have you created post this new album? Has it been kind of a shutdown time, or has COVID been like active for creation?
I mean, I would have thought I would write a lot during this time, but I really haven't. I mean, that can be a little typical right when I finish a project, though. So it was like right when COVID hit, it was just, I almost kind of just digest, like, okay, well, what do I want to say next? What is, and I think just with it being kind of concerning times and stuff, I felt like certain things I was starting to write were just kind of sad, but not in maybe an uplifting way. And I was just like, I don't know. I feel like, I've got a couple ideas that I've worked on, and that I have kind of like slowly been working on. But
I think that's really an interesting dichotomy. I can imagine finishing a product and like the amount of time and energy and effort that it goes to get to that spot where, like, all right, we're done. We've got it. I've got it. Never mind, the world's going to shut down, and I can't go perform and play it and show it off. What was the original? Was it originally going to be a later release date, or was it set for earlier in this year before COVID? Did COVID push the release date of the new album back, or how?
Yeah, I mean, well, originally the plan was we finish the album, and then we would shop to labels and prospectively have something out sort of by the fall.
Yeah.
And then I had a tour booked around it. So, and then we canceled the tour, and it just took longer to like work out how best to release it and with who, and which was fine. I think
You already have enough struggles being an artist and trying to get that out there, and get this put in front of you to try to just juxtapose the whole position. I'm impressed that you got that done. I would have called it quits and started doing other stuff. All right, I'm getting the sheep hook to move on to the next wine. All right. The next wine, Erika, is going to be our 2000. There's some other glasses there for you. The middle one there. This is our 2018 Texas High Plains Tempranillo. We were talking about Tempranillo earlier today. I had the really good fortune of spending some time when I was at the University of Texas in Spain, and I fell in love with this grape. We grow it. It's probably the most heavily planted grape that we grow both here and other parts of the state. This also just won a gold medal at the Houston, humble brag. This also just won a gold medal at the Houston Rodeo last week. We just released it to the Wine Club 2 weeks ago, I believe. So let's give this one a smell and a taste. So this is going to be a little different. There's a little more stuff going on in the nose. I mean, this has got some more spice.
I feel like it smells like herbs or grass.
Yeah, your herbs is like your first instinct was incredibly correct. Spanish Tempranillo tends to have this really wonderful balance of fruit and kind of savory notes. It can be herbs de Provence or saddle leather or sage or graphite or like pencil shavings, all that kind of savory stuff, as well as a lot of dark fruit. This has got a lot of like black plum and black cherry in the nose, and I'm really excited about this one. I hope everybody else is enjoying drinking this at home. Let's see if you get in, can draw out any of the flavors.
Oh, yeah. It's
I
so
like it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all we were looking for right there. Is that? I think that's a vote of confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just spilled a little on me. Nobody don't mind that. So the new album is it's a solo album, right?
It's actually Heartless Festival.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I believe it was 2006 or 2007. I saw you guys for the first time at Stubbs, and it was one of those, as a Texas kid that grew up on that kind of Austin sound. I mean, I know you're not from Austin, but it reverberated with me back in the day. It was one of the best shows we saw. Was it? I'm not going to ask you. You saw shows all the time. I believe it was 2006 or 2007, and I went with a bunch of friends, and it was really beautiful. So,
Oh, thank you.
yeah. So, I know you said the tour's been postponed. Are you still doing some shows in and around Austin, or are you just kind of staying home, or what's been going on with you lately?
I mean, I actually have been moving around a bit. Like, I was gonna rent a cabin in Oregon, a friend of a friend's place, and I was up on Mount Hood. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, go write and work on songs up there. But my second day I got there, like, this windstorm knocked the power off, and then the fires came near, and so I ended up migrating to Marfa, Texas, for a bit, and then I've just been like staying extended times in places, so I've been doing the social distance and isolating, but I just felt like I needed a different perspective to sort of try to inspire creativity because, with not touring right now, I just thought having different perspectives would hopefully inspire like songs and changing my environment up and stuff. So, and I like getting out in nature too. So I was trying to pick like spots I could go like hiking and stuff. Oh, and Mount Hood before I left, I mean, the wind would be in the trees and some kind of particles would fall down, and with the sunlight piercing through, it just looked like little Tinkerbells like everywhere. It was just
Glitter.
it
Snow
did
glitter. Yeah.
it was very magical. So I'll have to go back up there sometime. But so I've just been kind of moving, but sort of trying to isolate as well.
It's really been fascinating to me because as a performer, as an artist, that you write and you play and you perform and you have all these parts of your life that usually kind of move in a continuum, and you can set and you're like, no, we're gonna go record for this 6 months, or I'm gonna go write, and I'm gonna do these things. COVID has just kind of thrown all that into the wind, and you're not getting to do live performances, which I know y'all are great at and love to do. And that to me, it's just I've been interested in finding out how that's either stymied or lifted the creative juices. So it's been fun. Thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah.
You want to move on to the third wine?
Sure.
The third wine here is our 2017 Estate Syrah. This is one of my favorite wines that we grow and make here on the property. Originally, this wine, we only planted about 500 vines of this because it was going to be a little component into to a big Bordeaux style blend that we do, a big Spanish style blend that we do. The first year that we pulled off the fruit and made wine out of this in 2012 or 2011, we were like, we have to plant more of this. So we planted a whole bunch more. We just won double gold and class champion at the Houston Rodeo. And I know for all you Texans, Houston Rodeo sounded great, cool, but it is like the third or fourth largest wine competition in the country. And amongst us Texas winemakers, winning saddles and belt buckles and getting to compete against each other at the rodeo is always a good thing. But this was class champion for its division in all the Syrahs in the competition, not just the Texas ones. So I'm kind of proud of it. So let's see what you think. To me, this has that very normal kind of funky Côte d'Aron Syrah, like that, you know, I always love to use the word Band-Aids, but people always get weirded out when I say it smells like Band-Aids. But it's just juicy. It's delicious. The longer it stays open, the more fruit pops. But it's fun on the nose. What do you smell?
I was like thinking about that, and I was having a hard time picking something out.
This is a really complex one. There's a lot of flavors going on in this, and it's not. The other two, the first two there were a couple intense that, you know, one or two things that really jumped out. This has got 5 or 6 different aromatics and flavors going on that make it difficult, and that's what I love about Syrah. It's always so complex and consuming. I could just sit there with my nose in a glass, but it's not as much fun just smelling it. The drinking part's the fun part, but you know, anything jump out at you?
I don't. Would a juniper make?
So there's a little baking spice in here for me.
Yeah.
So Syrah has a lot of pepper, but this does not have any pepper. Normally it's got like that black pepper smell. You know, you go eat a good piece of brisket and you got that black pepper smell. This doesn't have that. This is really juicy and fruity. It's got blackberry. It's got brambly kind of blueberry on the nose as well.
I think it's my favorite.
Wow. I'm just happy that you enjoyed all of them. That makes me happy. But this it was a very big surprise to us. Like I said earlier, we did not think we were going to be making Syrah, but it's done really well for us here on the property. And I'm just talking and drinking and enjoying. I apologize. So what's next? Obviously, we have the album coming out. You think sometime in the spring?
Yeah, I think we're sorting out a date right now.
Okay.
But I think sometime in May.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Just asking questions. Sometime in May. That's exciting. So will this be the 3rd or 4th Heartless Bastards? Maybe
actually, it'll be the 6th.
6th. Oh God. I was
Yeah,
wrong.
and then I did a solo album. So
I knew you had the
like
solo album.
7
That came out
albums.
and you said
yeah.
70 songs.
It's actually probably more than that. I don't know. Some of my albums have like 12 songs. I just kind of averaged them all out to like 10. Somewhere around there.
I'm not good at math, so don't make me add. Well, cool. Well, do we have any questions, Lauren? Is there any questions out there?
So I have a question, and I'm curious, as we're kind of like going towards the holidays now, out of these wines, what are you thinking? Like, what's a good holiday wine?
Oh, these are all actually really, in their own way, unique holiday wines. The Syrah, I think, is going to play really well if anybody's doing some prime rib or some ham, honey-baked ham or that kind of stuff. I mean, the Syrah would be my choice, but I'm obviously biased. Although normally, being a guy that spent most of my time in Spain and loving Spanish wines, Tempranillo would be my go-to. Tempranillo would also be would do quite well for all the things that we usually eat for holiday seasons. But I'm just really digging this one right now, so I'm good.
Well, you're not the only one that's digging it.
Well, I'm not the only one. The Houston Rodeo dug it. They gave it a
That's
double
right.
gold. Shameless plug again. I'm good. All right. Well, we appreciate you sitting down and doing some wine tasting with us. We're gonna stop me from talking and do what everybody else wants to do and get you to do a couple more songs for us.
Yeah, okay.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. All right. Hi, everybody. Well, hi, Piper. All right. Nice of you to join us. All right. This is a new song. It's going to be on my upcoming album. It's called A Beautiful Life. That's going to be the name of the album and the song. I can see now the road is clear, but I'm looking for the signs there to steer me. Break 'em on the edges or shake patterns from the trees towering above me. Oh, like a newborn baby, I became a care, and I open up my arms wide, and I'm not holding on, free to be me, beautiful and strong. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. Oh, if you let it be. Oh, found the key to my loneliness. I had to find new space within life and perpetual motion. And I keep moving on, and I open up my arms wide, and I'm not holding on, free to be me, beautiful and strong. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. Oh, if you let it be. Stumbling and fear, distance one another. How can we be good to each other? I know my heart is open, is open, is open, oh, and oh, my heart is open, is open, is open, oh, it's a beautiful life. Oh, if you let it be. Oh, it's a beautiful life. Oh, if you let it be. Thank you. Let's see. This next song. This next song is a song that I've already released on the upcoming album. It's called Revolution. Yeah, and it's just about loving one another, really. It's about compassion. All right, here goes. Have you forgotten when there was a time filled with hope instead of fear that's in your heart? There was a time when life was simple and innocent to start. Do you remember? Do you remember? Where you going, my friend? Have you forgotten when there was a time when false information wasn't so rampant in the sphere? There was a time when you weren't questioning everything you hear. Do you remember? Do you remember? Constantly being advertised, a life commercialized and disguised as happiness and pills and potions, fancy threads and cars in motion, hypnotized by gilded lies to line the pockets of so few. While hungry politicians feed more shit to the masses to ensure their status as it further divides the classes. You were born with a voice, so open up and speak your mind. Raise consciousness and elevate how we all relate. Don't hesitate, no need to be a better, smarter than anybody else. Leave judgment at the door for others and yourself. The revolution is in your mind. 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 Big brothers watching you and trying to sell you something new. And I just want to take away the blues. Big brothers watching you and trying to sell you something new. And I just want to take away the blues. The revolution is in your mind. 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 Revolution. Revolution. Thank you. And Piper made her little cameo there. All right, this is my last song. It's called Extraordinary Love. This was from the solo album I released under my name, Erika Wennerstrom, called Sweet Unknown. This is from that. Been so long out on the open road, I'm barely touched the ground. Blinded, I was slowly floundering towards the sun. Oh, maybe it was curiosity or a search for love or identity. I didn't know just what I was looking for. Now I climbed a mountain and I went down into the jungle to feel in the corners of my mind. And I drank a potion and there I saw my life in motion. And it was so clear for me to see. I wanna feel extraordinary love, a love that always echoes through my mind. I wanna feel extraordinary love, a love that only comes from within. When you're living your life in constant motion, remember to breathe. Feel the earth beneath your heels and toes and just breathe. Oh. I was always in such a hurry that my head would spin and the signs are blurry. Oh, it was so hard for me to see. Oh, and I was searching for a place to feel at home, a place where I could breathe. Oh, then I found that I needed to slow down. And then it was so clear for me
Thank you very much, Erica. That was beautiful. I hope everybody enjoyed that as much as I did, because what a great little Friday evening. Thanks again. I hope everybody enjoyed all the wine, the great conversation, and the beautiful music. We'll see you again the next time on the Friday Night Wine Down. Thank you. I would give you a big hug. If it wasn't COVID, that was